Hello everyone, welcome to my lecture series. Hope all of you are enjoying my lecture. Myself Rinki Bhoumik, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, JIS College of Engineering. This is my 14th lecture. Today this is the continuation of the nanomaterial chapter. So what is nanomaterial? I hope now clear to all of you, and about the classification, about the properties we already discussed in my last lectures. Today we are going to discuss about quantum confinement. Though I already discussed this topic, but still, since this quantum confinement is related with today's topic, that's why we are again discussing. So what is confinement? We know that when a particle is confined, or when a particle is confined or are restricted to move to a particular direction, then it is called confinement. Okay, now quantum confinement means quantum particles like electron or any other particle, if it is restricted to go to any particular direction, then it is called as quantum confinement. So the definition also given here. Quantum confinement is the special confinement of electron hole pairs in one or more dimensions within a material. One-dimensional material or one-dimensional confinement, the example is quantum well. Two-dimensional confinement, quantum wire. These two examples we already discussed in my last lectures. Now today we are going to discuss about three-dimensional confinement. The example is quantum dot. Quantum confinement is more prominent in semiconductors because they have an energy gap in their electronic band structure. Obviously, as we know, there is a particular band gap in the semiconductor. Band gap means the energy gap between the valence band and the conduction band. If we say more prominently, then actual definition of the band gap is the energy gap between the top of the valence band and the bottom of the conduction band. So this is more prominent in semiconductor. That's why quantum confinement is more prominent in semiconductors. Metals, since we know in case of metals, the two conductors, the conduction band and the valence band, these two bands actually overlap to each other. So that's why there is no band gap. So quantum size effects are less prevalent. Now quantum confinement is only observed at 2 dimensions below 2 nanometer. Now what is quantum dot? Basically, if we ask what is quantum dot, quantum dots are man-made. This is man-made nanoscale crystals that can transport electrons. Okay, so when ultraviolet ray hit the semiconducting nanoparticles, they can emit light of various colors. This is basic principle of the quantum dot, which we will discuss later on. Now here, what is quantum dot? Electrons and holes are confined in all 3 dimensions of space by a surrounding material with a larger band gap. This is artificial atom. A quantum dot has larger band gap. Like bulk semiconductor, electrons tend to make transitions near the edges of the band gap in quantum dots. What is quantum dot? This is the basic features. This is a nanocrystal. The diameter is 2 to 10 nanometer, and this is simply a semiconductor, which these 3 features, each and every we already discussed. Nanocrystal means since the range is between diameter is 2 to 10 nanometer, that's why it is called nanocrystal. And this is a semiconductor. And this is a figure of that quantum dot. Now, what are the optical properties of the quantum dot? The most characteristic properties is that their color is size dependent. Now let me explain this one. Actually the size can be different, as I said 2 to 10 nanometer. So if we increase the size, the color will be changed. Now why this color it will be changed? As we know, E equal to energy. Energy is totally related with the lambda, means the wavelength. So if we change the size, then obviously the band gap will be changed, means the energy will be changed. Since the energy has been changed, then the color has been changed. So this is the figure where as size increases a red shift is observed. As we can see, we started from blue and then ultimately we got red color, isn't it? So first red, then green, then yellow, then another type of reddish, and then total reddish color. So this arises as a result of quantum confinement effect. Okay. Smaller dots emits higher energy of light, that is bluer. This is the bluer, whereas larger dots emit lower energy red light. So this is, as I previously said, this is simply related with the energy. As we change the size, then the energy will be changed. If the energy is changed, then the light will be, color will be changed. So this is about the optical properties of the quantum dots. Now a quantum dot is a tiny particle of a semiconductor nanocrystal. It is a nanocrystal and also semiconductor. Tiny particle, since it is very small, the diameter is in nano range, which shows quantum mechanical properties. Obviously in my previous slide I already discussed about this quantum mechanical properties. They can range from 2 to 10 nanometer in diameter. Size of the smallest grain of sand is around 6 to 500 nanometer. So by this comparison we can easily understand that how much small it is. The size of the smallest grain of the sand is 6 to 500 nanometer, whereas it is 2 to 10 nanometer. So it is very small, that's why it is said as tiny particle of a semiconductor. Because of their small size, quantum dots display unique optical and electrical properties which other particles never can show. So because of their small size of quantum dots display unique optical and electrical property. That's why we can use this quantum dot in LCD, LED, solar cell, because it shows very good optical properties and we can change the optical properties but just by changing its size. So that's why it has very high effectiveness, you know. Now what are the application of this quantum dot? Photovoltaic device, solar cells, biology, biosensors imaging, light emitting diodes, LEDs, quantum computation, flat panel displays, memory elements, photo detectors, lasers. In all these cases we apply or we use this quantum dot. Now before I go to the next slide, the next question is what is the total energy of the quantum dot? The total energy of the quantum dot here, since all the dimensions are restricted to go, means here since quantum dot, actually in my last lecture I said that for quantum dot the 3 dimensions are restricted to go. So that's why the energy of this quantum dot is E equal to n x square pi square h cut square by 2m x square plus n y square pi square h cut square by 2m y square plus n z square pi square h cut square by 2m z square. Now what is the application of the nanoparticles in medical science? Okay, So, as I previously said, since for nanoparticle the surface to volume ratio is very high, that's why the effectiveness of the nanoparticle is very high. Okay, since the effectiveness is high, that's why we can use it in medical science, in drugs, medicines, all these, in diagnostics of disease, abnormal conditions, surgery, medical robotics, in the general sake of increasing knowledge of the human body. So all these medical issues, all these medical issues we use nanoparticles. Even in homeopathy, in allopathy, we prefer to use nanoparticle, or you use nanoparticle because the effectiveness is very high. The number of atoms on the surface increases. So if the number of atoms on the surface increases, obviously the effectiveness, or it will react, or it will do the job more quickly than the other particles. So that's why the ultimate or resultant effectiveness of the nanoparticles is very high. That's why this nanoparticle can we use in drugs, medicines, and all this. Okay. So this is the application of the nanoparticles. Now here I'm going to show you a video which will help you regarding quantum dot.
Quantum dots are small semiconducting nanocrystals that can be made up of a variety of different elements, such as silicon, cadmium selenide, or cadmium sulfide. They range in size from 2 to 10 nanometers. 1 nanometer is about the width of 2 silicon atoms. These semiconducting materials are able to absorb light. When they release that energy, they transform it into a different color of light. The specific color that a quantum dot will produce depends mostly on the size and material of the quantum dot. The reason for this is something called quantum confinement. The effect is similar to that of two different sized bells. When the larger one is struck, the result will be low energy sound waves. While the smaller one creates higher energy waves. When light excites a quantum dot, the larger the size of the dot, the lower the energy waves will be, resulting in a redder light. The smaller it is, the bluer the light will be. Quantum dots are currently used in biological and medical research, as well as in solar panels, televisions, and solid-state lighting.
So this is the application of medical nanotechnology. Okay, means the nanoparticle we can apply it in medical science. There is a big application. Now, what are the applications? Applications of medical technology span across a variety of areas such as drugs, medicine, therapeutics, in diagnostics of disease, abnormal conditions, etc. In surgery also, in medical robotics, in the general sake of increasing knowledge of the human body. So by these applications, we can easily understand about the demand of the nanoparticle. Now, why actually we are getting so much efficiency from the nanoparticle? Actually, when if we cut a ball, then the effective surface area will be increasing, isn't it? So if we we can increase the surface area of any particle, then the effectiveness will be high. So if the effectiveness high, then the applications will be high. So that is why we are getting high applications of medical nanotechnology. A quantum dot is a nanocrystal made of semiconductor material that are small enough to exhibit quantum mechanical properties. Researchers have studied applications for quantum dots in transistors, solar cells, LEDs, and diode lasers also. So the quantum dot is, if we ask what is quantum dot, this is nothing but a nano crystal. Okay, some crystal properties we can get here also, made of semiconductor material, and semiconductor property also can we get from the quantum dot that are small enough to exhibit the quantum mechanical properties. Researchers have studied that the applications for quantum dots in transistors, solar cell, LEDs, and diode lasers. So these are the applications where we can use the quantum dots. Now here that is given the band gap. You see, this is band gap. 0 point vibrational energy of the excited electron. This is 0 point vibrational energy of the whole exciton electron hole pair. This is the exciton, okay, and this is about the total band gap of the semiconductor, and here these are the actually the quantum dots. There are another type of definition. You can use any definition. Also, you can use them as their property also. Quantum dots are semiconductor nanocrystals with a core shell structure and a diameter that typically ranges from 2 to 10 nanometers. They are zero-dimensional. They display unique electronic properties intermediate between those of bulk semiconductors and discrete molecules. They have potential application in electronic and optoelectronic devices. Okay. So what if I ask you that what is the dimension of the quantum dot, then you have to answer that it is 2 to 10 nanometers. Okay. And it is zero dimensional. Zero dimensional means three dimensions are confined. If I go through this total quantum dot, then we can see easily that 1, 2, 3 means three dimensions are in nano density. That means they are confined. So that means no dimensions is out of nano range. All the dimensions are in nano range. So that is why it is called zero dimensional nano material. They display unique electronic properties intermediate between those of bulk, semiconductor, and discrete molecules. And they have potential application in electronic and optoelectronic devices. Next, this is very important. These are some advantages and disadvantages. No overlap of excitation and emission. Okay. Few suppliers of disadvantages. This is big disadvantage because it is very few supplier it has, and smaller selection of ready to use products for bioconjugation, conjugation, and no very sharp emission peaks minimize overlaps of different quantum dot I, and single light source below 400 nanometer can be used to excite all quantum dot dyes at once. Okay, so this is very big advantage, like single light source below 400 nanometer can be used here. Here there are some properties of quantum dots. Now what are the properties? it has all these properties we have to remember. Okay, the properties are high quantum yield of often 20 times brighter, narrower and more symmetric emission spectra, 100 to 1000 times more stable to photobalancing, photobleaching, high resistance to photochemical degradation, tunable wavelength range from 400 to 4000 nanometers. Also, there are some applications of quantum dots like solar cells, photocatalysts, lasers, LED, quantum LED, computing, biology. These are the applications of quantum dots. Now, let me show you about these applications are same as that one which I have shown you in the last, that photovoltaic solar cell. In solar cell, the application of quantum dot is very high, and here it is very important. We can see that as we said several times, that the quantum dot we are using in LED, this light emitting diode. Now, as we know that the LED has different colors. Now, how it can be possible? If we use quantum dot everywhere, that means we can say that the color should be same. But whereas the color is not same, but we can get different color. It can be possible because of the size. Means if we change the size, since we know that the size can be varied from 2 to 10 nanometer. So suppose the diameter we are increasing from 2 to 3 nanometer, then what will happen? The color will be changed. Suppose the diameter is changed from 3 to 4 nanometer, then color will be different. So this is another application of the quantum dot. Now, there are some differences between carbon dot, okay, and also the carbon nanotube, I mean CNT, and the graphene also. So what are the differences? Let's discuss. The differences are that here the diameter also, this is a big difference, okay, and also the main difference is about the dimension, okay. The quantum dot is zero dimensional nanomaterial, the CNT is two-dimensional nanomaterial, and the uh, graphene is graphene is two-dimensional, and the carbon nanotube is one-dimensional nanomaterial. So this is about the dimension. If I ask you to find out about the quantum dot, and also if I ask you to find out about the another differences, then you can ask with respect to the properties also, okay. The property like here, if I ask what are the properties, it is size dependent, okay. The most characteristic property is that their color is size dependent, but this is not applicable for carbon nanotube and graphene. So this is another difference you can use, and this arises as a result of quantum confinement effect, okay. Smaller dots emit higher energy light, that is bluer in color, whereas larger dots emit lower energy, that is red light. Now, these are some also good points for quantum dots which already we discussed, but why we are discussing several times, so that you can remember it easily. Okay, the quantum dot is a tiny particle of a semiconductor nanoparticle. Now, this is the basic definition of the quantum dot, okay, where you have to mention that quantum dot is a tiny particle of a semiconductor nanocrystal which shows quantum mechanical properties. They can range from 2 to 10 nanometer in diameter. Size of the smallest grain of sand is around 62,500 nanometer. Because of their small size, quantum dots display unique optical and electrical properties also. Now, the applications of nanotechnology, the question also can be that why we prefer this kind of nanoparticle in medical application. Then you have to write down the applications, but as well as also you have to write down the cause also, that the surface area of the nanoparticle increases. Now, if the surface area increases, then obviously the effectiveness will be increased. So that's why we use the nanoparticle in our medicine. So there are some assignments, some questions I'm giving you. You just check whether you can answer or not. That is, first is, which statement is not true for a quantum dot? It is zero-dimensional structure. It has very small dimension. It is used in single electron transistor. It has parabolic density of state. So very interesting question. Since the assignment it has, so you try to check that which one is not true. Okay. So obviously it has zero dimensional structure and it has very small dimension. I am just giving you a hint that it is used in single electron transistor and it has parabolic density of state. So which one is not right? Just you just check. Okay. Next is, which statement is not true for a quantum wire? It is one-dimensional structure. It is formed with two-dimensional confinement. As I said, that the confinement and the structure, dimension of structure, both are different. It is used in MOSFET. It has staircase-like density of state. Okay, so you try to find out the answer. Which statement is not true for a quantum wave? It is two-dimensional structure. It has one-dimensional confinement. It is used in optoelectronic devices. It has parabolic density of state. So which one is right? You try to find out. Let me tell you about this density of state. Okay, actually if you plot density of state, then D, that is capital D, with respect to the energy level, then you can get different graphs. Okay, parabolic density of state. So if you plot it, then which kind of graph you are getting? For the three cases you try to find out: for quantum dot, for quantum wire, for quantum wave. Okay, for three cases you try to find out that which kind of density of state you are getting, then only you can answer. And also for graphene is not given here though, but still you should know about the density of state, because the question can be also for the graphene also. Okay, and also you make a chart for quantum wheel, graphene and graphene and the quantum wheel, and also where you can prepare the structure for two-dimensional, one-dimensional nanomaterial. Okay, whether it is two-dimensional or one-dimensional nanomaterial, then only you can answer. So thank you for today, and try to find out this answer. And if you have any question, please feel free to ask. So thank you for today.